Let's talk about what President Obama is doing. He was on The View yesterday. He, of course, as we know, Elisabeth Hasselbeck, the lone conservative on The View. And this is interesting video because President Obama is being accused of brushing off Elisabeth Hasselbeck's question. I don't really know that he brushed it off. I think it was just kind of a silly bait question that President Obama gave kind of a standard answer for, because what's the point in really trying to engage in this with Elisabeth Hasselbeck? That's my view. I'll play it. You decide for yourself.
These tough questions get tougher to ask you because I wholeheartedly do really like you both. But I have some concerns. So, no, that's a little bit of disclaimer. But I need to let everybody know. I do honestly and earnestly feel that way. Some concerns that I think many Americans may have right now, especially lie with the recent findings by the Bureau of Labor Statistics and U.S. Census. So, including the median household income that flatlined and fell across the board this year. Income gap, which we talk about all the time, between the poor and the richest, actually grew to the widest it's been in 40 years, and 23 million Americans are out of work or have just stopped looking. Some would ask, is it unfair to assume that Mitt Romney may fail the middle class when, statistically speaking, they'd argue that your administration is failing the middle class?
So before we get to the answer from Obama, just a quick note. As you'll notice if you're watching this, President Obama kind of holding his wife's hand during this entire interview. Would you bet money that as this question is coming, he's giving little squeezes to kind of imply, what the hell is Elisabeth Hasselbeck doing asking this question? I mean, if you had to guess, do you think there's that kind of shared camaraderie, quiet signal being sent between these two, the married couple?
I don't think they need to send that signal. I think they're probably both thinking the exact same thing.
Without Obama giving any squeezes to her hand. Okay, let's hear the Obama answer now.
You respond to that?
Well, look, we've gone through the toughest economy, the worst financial crisis, and the worst recession since the Great Depression. And that's not a surprise to anybody. We've been living it for the last 4 years. And everything that we've done has been designed to deal with not only the immediate crisis, but make sure that the middle class, which had been struggling for a decade before that, is feeling more secure.
So do you guys think that that was a brush off? What do you think, Louis?
Not a brush off. No.
Not at all. Natan, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I'm a little confused as to what happened right after the end of the clip. The clip seems to end at a moment where it seems like Obama might continue saying something. But
that's where the clip ends. I didn't cut it there.
Right. Well, let's assume that he stopped speaking at that point. I don't think it was a brush off. The question was, why haven't these economic indicators improved during your presidency? And the answer is the Depression was way too great to come out of in such a short period of time.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with Elisabeth Hasselbeck, it's like, how far do you really want to go and engage that? I don't know. At some point, you got to cut your losses and just kind of get an answer on the record. I just think that it's also forced when he goes on The View. I just don't even know that it's. I mean, there are interesting exchanges, no question about it, but it is all very forced. And is Elisabeth Hasselbeck really kind of playing this part? Is she really coming up with these questions on her own? I have no idea.
Hard to say. I don't watch the show. I didn't watch that show. I try to avoid it, to be honest.
There you go.
I don't know.